One of the issues you find right now is that women have become, quote, too mouthy. Tell me about that. How did you come to believe that?
It gets better.
Being humorous.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, no, I was being pretty humorous. Anna Navarro sat right up there on The View with Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them, and she made a joke about men not being useful except for gay men because they're very good at gossip and accessorizing.
But you started this interview
Wow, good one, man.
with you saying,
yeah, thank God he brought it up.
She made a joke. That's epic.
Yeah.
it was recently revealed you spent campaign donations at a strip club. Is that true?
That's not true.
Okay. I know strip clubs have
Have you ever been to a strip club?
One time.
Did you like the food?
No.
You got to go to better strip clubs.
Okay. But so what
Oh
you're
my
saying
God,
is you
bro.
didn't spend
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support the channel, and I'll make sure to reply.
But yeah, I mean that's funny and all, but then we have like Republican Senate candidates like saying the bad guys won World War II. It's like, okay.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the Royce White interview with David Pakman?
Nope.
That's a keynote interview. You have to watch it. You have to. Wait, want to watch it together real quick?
Royce White. Royce is a Republican running for the U.S. Senate seat.
This is the guy who said the bad guys won World War
Royce has been endorsed by Steve Bannon and Alex Jones in the Minnesota Republican Party.
He will never
Also
be Mark
hosts the
Robinson.
Please Call Me
Try
Crazy
as he might.
podcast available on YouTube. Royce, if I understand
Does he have
correctly, in
Trump
2020 you
endorsement?
wrote in Tulsi Gabbard, but you're behind Trump currently. Is that right?
Wouldn't surprise me.
That is correct.
So listen, you came to my attention in a clip I talked about the other day where you said one of the issues you find right now is that women have become, quote, too mouthy. Tell me about that. How did you come to believe that?
It gets better.
Being humorous.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, no, I was being pretty humorous. I'm kind of a sick puppy. I got a sort of unique humor. But I will say that it is my opinion. But I think even more so a fact that the left has weaponized identity politics in our current political culture, and that the identities of women, the LGBTQ, blacks, and Jews are all sort of used in a similar fashion to manufacture consent. That being an American citizen isn't so much that important anymore. And so
Give me an example of that. Give me an example of that.
Well,
so let's just pick one of those, for example.
Well, let's take all four because they're all four fruit from the same poisonous tree.
Well, but just so that it's clear to the audience, let's just pick one as an example to show kind of your line of reasoning. How has female identity been weaponized in order to show that being an American citizen isn't important?
Well, number one, the feminist movement and the women's rights movement have been clumped into a more global citizen-based ideology.
Oh my God.
That we are all one global
it gets better. You'll know when it peaks.
Much by their own powerful organization, grassroots, not only here in the country, but all around the world.
If that were the case, though, Royce, and I'm just trying to understand this, I want this to be a conversation.
But wait a second. But what I'm saying is, and let me be even more specific.
So base. God, I love him. I love him so much.
Consensus around the women's rights movement and the feminist movement are ideas such as believe all women. That was popular with the Me Too movement, and then you have an even more pervasive idea.
Bro, when you think about it, believe all women, that's like against the
casually,
presumption of innocence, bro. That's like,
I know, yeah.
Emphasis and potency, let's say, that men are not useful, and that women are the women in their existence in this country politically right now today, but sort of all around the world, are nothing more than a byproduct of a tyrannical patriarchy. And by that definition, or by that thinking, that men are more so a hindrance on society and
useless. Who says that? Who says men aren't useful? Give me a name.
Well, I mean, one is Anna Navarro, self-described Republican centrist Anna Navarro.
Anna Navarro says that men aren't useful?
Anna Navarro sat right up there on The View with Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them, and she made a joke about men not being useful except for gay men because they're very good at gossip and accessorizing.
But you started this interview.
Wow, good one, man.
If you saying,
thank God he brought it up.
She made a joke. That's epic.
Yeah, you made the opposite of that joke. Like
you said about women being mouthy as a joke. You're conceding what Anna Navarro said is a joke, and so you're one example.
Well, no, I don't think it's a joke.
Let me get the question.
I don't think it's a joke.
Hold on.
No, wait a second. Let's be clear. No, I didn't. I said what I said was said in humor, but it had a lot of validity to it. I don't think what Anna Navarro said was a joke, even though it was said in a joke.
Said in humor, but it wasn't a joke, bro.
No, I said I don't think it's a joke.
Okay.
Just like people would say they don't think what I said is a joke. I have the right to think that. My point is that there is a growing ideology that you can see by looking at social media.
That's what people got when you said it. That's what they
obviously because you bring up something I said that was posted on social media.
Well, I don't want to get bogged down in this necessarily, but it sounds, Royce, like you're one example. No, it's not bogged down. It's important detail. It sounds like you're one detail of the prevailing view of the feminist movement being men aren't useful is something Anna Navarro said jokingly. No.
Anna Navarro, just like you're trying to represent my views, or let's not say you. Let's say the mainstream media has tried to represent my view about women in general based on one soundbite from one podcast as a general sort of
but forget about that, Royce.
No, let's not forget about it. No, let's not forget about it. If you're going to keep interrupting me, then I'm going to keep interrupting you.
Hands down the best Pakman interview.
No, you're saying it's not going anywhere. I'm explaining it perfectly fine. The mainstream media is trying to depict or paint a picture of a rising, let's say, misogynist America First movement based on my one soundbite. But then you turn around and say, well, you can't talk about all feminist ideology based on Anna Navarro. What are we talking about? I'm not.
No,
first of all, I'm not doing that.
Let's see if we can reframe, Royce, and then we'll move on. Okay. You've sort of been leading this. Okay. You identified a number of groups. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just get the question out, and then if you disagree with the question, then the audience can judge for themselves. Okay. You indicated a number of groups. You named women, and you named Jews, and you named others.
Blacks
that are making
and the LGBTQ.
it so that being an American citizen is no longer super important. We focused
Blacks, women, the LGBTQ, and Jews. I want to be clear.
Hold on a sec.
Don't say and other groups. Don't say and other groups. The 4 groups were blacks, the LGBTQ, women, and Jews.
Yes. We focused in on women.
Yes.
And I asked you for examples. And the one example that you have provided to justify the claim you made is something Anna Navarro said on The View.
No, just an example.
Well, give me another example. Who are the people saying that men are not useful?
Oh, well, they're not. Well, that just happened to be what Anna Navarro said specifically.
But you said that
ideology. The ideology is that men represent the remnant of a tyrannical patriarchy, and by default, the usefulness of men is in question at a societal-wide basis.
Intellectual titan.
I don't want to use all our time on this, but it sounds like we're not going to get any more examples, and the audience can kind of judge that for themselves.
Yeah, you can pick anybody you want. The whole Me Too movement was based on the claim that we should believe all women. Do you think we should believe all women? No, this is the best
part.
Well, that we've already talked about. It's a completely different question.
After this.
No. Wait a second.
It has nothing whatever.
Wait a second. It's not a different question. It's not a different question at all. It certainly does, because there are fundamental rights of being an American citizen, one of which has always been the presumption of innocence. Number one. So there is complete merit to bring it into question when we talk about American citizenship.
Royce, you understand that when police investigate crimes, they investigate crimes, but that doesn't take away the presumption of innocence in a court of law. Like, this is basic legal stuff, Royce.
No. It takes away the presumption of innocence in the court of public opinion.
But this is crazy.
It takes away the presumption of innocence in the court of public opinion, which now in today's world can be just as dangerous as the opinion in the court of law. And even for
claims are 0.02% of all sexual assault claims.
According to you.
According to crime reporting from police departments all over the country.
According to you and
the police departments.
To the Democrat
then why don't they bring more claims?
Who?
Why don't more make it to the courtroom?
What claims?
Because they lack evidence. The reason why police departments say, first of all, again, you're trying to sidetrack me and you keep interrupting me. You brought me on your show.
You
brought me on your show. You brought me on your show.
And we're
you
not
asked me about a question about women. I'm answering a question about feminists in the feminist movement.
Royce.
The point is when you assume that all women are telling the truth, or that we should believe all women on face value, by default,
I don't know anyone who has said that.
The whole movement the whole Me Too movement was based on this idea that believe all women.
That's your assertion. I don't believe that to be true.
Oh, okay. Well, you let your viewers decide then. Let's go to the next question.
Trust but verify is the view that I've always had.
Believe all women was the commercial, widespread commercial. Believe all women was the widespread commercial and cultural sentiment from the Me Too movement, 150,000%.
You know, Royce, you sidetracked us on believe all women, right? You brought it up out of nowhere.
The believe all women idea is a part of the claim that women have become mouthy.
Okay. Let me ask you about a couple of other things.
And I will say in that vein.
Yeah.
When women are allowed to say things about men with no boundaries or no constraints whatsoever, and it's culturally accepted across American culture and across political culture, that is.
Wait, can you play from here on? Can you play it in one speed, like a non 1.5?
Sure.
Because I want to enjoy every moment. I want to savor it.
But this guy, what's he saying now? This is clearly against American citizenship. This is clearly against the First Amendment. What the hell?
A valid reason.
Wait for it. He's going to be totally based.
In my opinion,
in the next 5 minutes.
A valid reason to be able to say, hey, women are getting out of control. And I do think radical feminists are getting out of control. I should have been more specific, but
I get the
point
that you think women are out of control. I got it.
No. I said radical feminists are out of control.
Whoa.
And they are. That's why they're bringing their children to drag stripper shows.
Let me ask about a couple of things.
Do you think that's okay? Do you think it's okay to sexualize children at drag stripper shows?
I don't think the children are being sexualized if they go to a drag show. No, I just don't think that that's the sexualization of children.
You don't think children are being... Would it be okay for me as a grown adult male to take underage kids to a regular strip club?
I don't think they're allowed, no.
So why are they allowed to do it but why aren't they allowed?
Royce.
Why aren't they allowed? Is it because of the alcohol or because of the sexualization?
I don't know the laws.
Now keep in mind, he said strip club.
But Royce,
you learn them though, because you're talking about drag shows. You have an opinion about the drag shows, and you say that's completely fine.
Royce, you brought them up.
But you have an opinion about.
I'm gonna have to mute you, Royce. I'm gonna have to mute you.
Okay.
You're bringing up topics and then telling me I brought them up. This isn't a way to be interviewed as a serious.
I didn't say that. I didn't say you brought it up. I said you had an opinion about it.
You told me I brought up believe all women and that I brought up drag shows.
No, I didn't.
Brought those issues
no, I did not say that. They'll be able to watch it back and see for themselves how it went. I didn't say you brought it up. I brought it up. I'm going to bring up every topic I want to bring up.
Oh, so
you white liberals are not going to tell you. Yeah, I brought up the feminist movement and I brought up the drag stripper shows as an example.
Can we continue the interview?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought up strip clubs. It was recently revealed you spent campaign donations at a strip club. Is that true?
That's not true.
Okay, it's been sourced very well by the Daily Beast. Where'd they get this information?
The Daily Beast, first of all, the Daily Beast is not a good source. That's number one. But number two, it wasn't well sourced even in that article at all. It was a reference to a campaign filing with the FEC that was not done properly.
Who didn't do the filing properly?
Whoever was in charge of the filing.
And who was that?
Well, there were a number of people, I would assume, who were in charge of getting that accounting done, but it wasn't.
You don't know who the people are doing your accounting?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I know who they are. Do you want me to list the entire list of people who worked on it?
Yeah.
So you have time for me to go through a list of people who worked on the filing, but you don't have time to talk about the details of the political issues you want to discuss?
Well, how many people is it? Give
me a break. Who do you people think you're fooling?
I don't think we're fooling anybody.
Who do you people think you're fooling?
So the people who prepared the reports.
I answered the question.
I'm trying to understand it, Royce. The people who prepared the reports.
The answer is no. The answer to your question is no.
I haven't even asked the question yet.
You did. You asked, did I spend campaign finance money on strippers?
And you responded, and now I want to ask a follow-up.
Okay.
Your claim is there were filings which said you spent campaign funds at a strip club, but they were incorrect filings.
No, they didn't say that I spent the funds at a strip club. Or no, let's say they didn't say that I spent the funds on strippers.
But it was spent at a strip club.
Well, strip club they sell food at the strip club, don't they?
So you spent the money on food at a strip club. Is that more accurate?
You seem to be very unfamiliar with strippers and strip clubs and drag strip shows, so I'll inform you that they do have food at strip clubs.
So what you're saying is the money was spent at a strip club.
Did you know that, though? Did you know that?
I know strip clubs have restaurants.
Have you ever been to a strip club?
One time.
Did you like the food?
No.
You got to go to better strip clubs then.
Okay. But so what you're saying is you didn't spend the money at
this was going. This was the best moment, bro. The way Pakman answers directly without hesitation. It's so fucking funny. I can't. I'm dying.
On my FEC report that shouldn't have been there, and potentially should have been reimbursed by somebody who may have been at the strip club, but that there is food at the strip club. So to say it was spent on strippers is not based on factual evidence.
I didn't say that.
Especially not from the Daily.
I said strip club, not strippers.
No, well, okay. Well,
which
that's
is the
what's
same thing
implied by the Daily Beast.
It's the same thing you're saying, right? So we agree.
But that's what's been implied by the Daily Beast and other people as well.
Money was spent at a strip club by someone else in your campaign on
that's
food.
That's what's been implied by the Daily Beast and other mainstream media outlets as well.
And what's the truth?
I just told you.
Someone else bought food at a strip club with campaign funds.
No, I told you about the FEC filing. You seem to have a lot of time for this one.
Well, it's because you're so obviously lying.
Okay. I'm so obviously lying.
Yeah, just tell me the truth. So, did a staffer spend money on food at a strip club?
You white liberals have a lot of nerve.
Oh my God,
that's identity politics.
You white liberals hate when black men vote Republican. You hate when black men say that they like being American citizens. You hate when black men say that we want to have a border. You hate when black men say stop sending our money to the Ukraine. And you go to the WWE politics trying to defend your latent racism. That's what it is.
Hold on a second, Royce. Aren't you against identity politics?
Absolutely.
So what are you talking about white liberals for, especially when
what do you
I'm
mean?
a Hispanic Jewish immigrant from Argentina?
Yeah, right, but you have a white liberal ideology. That's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
All right, Royce, listen, when you start hurling stuff around like that, we do have to end the interview.
You have a post-World War II democratic liberal order, white liberal ideology.
Post-World War II democratic liberal order, white liberal ideology.
World War II order. You see, I was like, he just slips that in. What the fuck?
All right. The man who denounces identity politics is playing identity politics.
No, I'm not.
Royce, I really appreciate you being on today.
Your latent racism is obvious. Make sure you post the interview. Don't be a coward. And feel free to have
you,
why wouldn't he
feel free to have me back on anytime so we can talk in detail where you don't cut me off. I like this kind of stuff. You people don't.
I can assure you.
You people hope that every black Republican or black American person that shows up
you people
is going to kowtow and sort of, curl up and run into the corner when you cut people off. That don't bother me.
Royce, I can assure you,
women have
Royce, you're on a new topic now. I can assure you, we will
radical
post the
feminists
interview,
in this country have certainly gotten way beyond the pale in terms of their ideology.
Royce,
100,000%.
You have my word.
You think it's okay to take little kids to drag stripper shows, but you don't think it's okay for grown men to get the chicken wings from strip clubs.
Royce,
you don't think that that's weird?
It sounds like a campaign finance violation. It's not my opinion, but Royce, we got to end the interview.
Oh, you can get food for donors. You can get food for donors from anywhere in the country you want.
We got to end the interview.
I could cater from Mr. Chow's, or I could get chicken wings from a strip club. That doesn't matter. But you want to take little kids to strip clubs, drag strip clubs.
All right,
and you think
Royce,
that's okay.
Best of luck with the campaign, okay?
Godspeed to you.
All right,
Don't be a coward.
Damn, he should get Mark Robinson on.
This is so bad. This is such a good interview. It's like the best interview for the last 3 years. It's Kino. It's like I don't know. Yes, I don't know. This is like if you're in the Republican Party, this guy's in your party. He's not excised. He's like completely, yeah.
If you want to chat with me live, sub here or go to Nonfon420 on Twitch or Kick via the links below. Once again, please like and sub to help with the algorithm, and consider sending a donation through YouTube Super Thanks to directly support me, and I'll make sure to reply to any question you ask. See you guys next time.